So as we've all known for a while now, we will be getting 3 new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. One of these being a live action reboot. I say reboot, again, we still don't have clarification on if it's a reboot or a continuation of the Michael Bay film, seeing as he's coming back to produce. We also have a Nickelodeon Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie coming to Netflix, and the third one will be a theatrical release for Seth Rogen's CG animated film coming in 2023. That one we know for sure will be a reboot. And while this has been floating around as quote-unquote information for a while now, I never talked about it on the channel, so I thought, hey, let's talk about it here today. Apparently, this upcoming TMNT reboot by Seth Rogen will be titled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Chapter. But come on now, before we hop into all that cool stuff, you know I gotta check. Are you new here to the channel? If so, make sure you hit that beautiful red subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell right next to it so you don't miss a single video that I post. If you end up enjoying the video, please leave a like and comment down below. Have a conversation with everyone, and hey, even share the video with anyone you think may be interested. So we have talked about this Seth Rogen upcoming TMNT reboot multiple times on the channel so far. We've had some great conversations about listing what we want to see in the film, how excited we are. Some of us have even expressed some concerns we have about the upcoming project. I think sitting on it right now, I'm at the state where I'm just excited. I want to see what he does with the brand. I want to see his take on certain things and how he takes certain elements and remixes them and just kind of tries to reinvent things while having the franchise in his hands. Because at the end of the day, this is just one interpretation of all the other versions that we already have and the more to come in the future. So it's not as though this upcoming TMNT reboot is going to dictate the entire franchise moving forward. It's not like this movie's going to come out and everything that comes after it plays off of this. This isn't like setting the rule of where Turtles needs to go in all mediums. I think that's one thing that we've grown accustomed to is like, oh, the newest thing that comes out dictates everything that happens moving forward, when that's never really been the case for TMNT. You know, I get that being a concern for something like Marvel. Marvel tends to make their films for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and as a result of that, the animated shows, the comics, and anything after that seems to be somewhat influenced by those movies first and foremost. Or even existing comics have retooled themselves to look more like the movies. However, with TMNT, I'm pretty sure like every single incarnation has stuck to its guns and not really bled into another. Sure, they might have pulled influence from each other, but it's never been like, oh, the 2012 show came out and what's something they did in the 2012 show exclusively. Right, okay, April's a teenager now in the 2012 show. Did every single version of TMNT that you saw after the 2012 show came out make April a teenager? No, it didn't. It was allowed to do its own thing and exist within its own bubble and stick true to itself. That's been TMNT for a while now, so I don't think Seth Rogen's TMNT reboot is going to come in here and say, hey, everything that comes after my reboot has to stick to my canon. We'll be fine, guys, I swear. But yeah, let's speculate and talk about all those plot details that we can, I don't know, create from our imagination going off of all the statements and stuff that we have later. Right now, what we have to talk about is this title, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Chapter. What do you guys think of the title? I think it sounds pretty snazzy, pretty sophisticated. You know, I know the movie's going to have a lot of fun. Seth Rogen already talked about how he wants to lean into the teenage part of the title more than any of the other words that encompass the TMNT brand. And I will always point this out whenever I talk about this topic. I think it's so clever that he actually talks about this, because that is an instance that I pointed out myself before Seth Rogen even made those statements. And I'd never say that to be boastful or bragging and like, oh, I understand Ninja Turtles on the same level that Seth Rogen did. However, I voiced my opinions on it first. It's not that sort of a thing. It's just me expressing that because me as a fan that notices those type of things, how the 2003 show focuses on the ninja part of the title, the 87 show focuses on the mutant part of the title. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool that each incarnation seems to pick one word from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles title and lean into it heavily. And then Seth Rogen comes out and says that each incarnation does that and he wants to pick the teenage part of the word. It's kind of giving me a bit of hope, if anything. It's like, hey, if a fan like me could see that and notice that and appreciate that about the brand, seeing that the next person that's supposed to helm the brand for a film, noticing that as well, kind of puts you at ease to be like, hey, he kind of knows what he's talking about, or at least gives the illusion that he might have an idea what to do. Not only do we have this as a rumored title, I'm gonna say rumored, I don't think that there was like ever an official concrete statement put out that, yeah, the next TMNT film will be called The Next Chapter. But I mean, there is a lot of concrete quote unquote evidence that could totally back this being an official claim. Not only could we go off the lead of them trademarking the next chapter of what could potentially be the next title for an upcoming TMNT project, but we also have mock-ups of what could be the logo. Like, we might even be seeing it on a production shirt or something of some kind. Hey, sorry, I do this in just about every video. If you're new here to this channel, I always stop to see if you guys have watched the video up to this point, right? And if you have watched the video up to this point, I need you to comment something to prove it to me, just so I can see who are the real viewers, who are the true ones. If you are a true Turtles fan, if you made it all the way up to this point in the video, all I need you to do is comment down below the words next chapter. Do that right now. Comment next chapter or leave next chapter within your comment that you were going to put down there already, and continue watching the video. That's all you got to do. Comment next chapter. Lets me know you watched the video all the way up to this point. You're a real one. Now sit back and just have a good time. Watch the video to the end. Have fun. That's it. Go for it. So I first heard about this being the potential title like a while ago. Like, it's been a good chunk of time since I first heard about this, but the first time that I saw some form of artistic direction of where the film might be going aesthetically, like in terms of its branding and promotion, was from one of the people subscribed to me. They brought it to my attention. Windbreaker HD, shout out to you. They tagged me in a post that was talking about the animation studio that has been picked up, and there was a picture that very much showed that it was taking cues from the 87 show for a lot of its design elements. And when I say design elements, I don't mean character design elements. I'm not sure how the turtles are going to look, what turtles incarnations they will be pulling for how they want their turtles to be visually, but in terms of its branding, in terms of its logos, in terms of graphic design, stuff like that within promotions, what we could see on box sets for toys, posters, you name it. This kind of gave me that vibe that, yeah, we're kind of being faithful to those classic cartoon turtles to really reel in the original audience, but give them a new experience. By this being the next chapter, we can give them a whole new story and take on the turtles. But yeah, back to that production shirt thing. This is what it looks like. Varner Studios posted this. Varner Studios is also credited with helping with the production line of some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures back with Playmates Toys. Playmates Toys being the amazing people that work on our favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures growing up. Back in the 87 series, they did the 2012 line, 2003. So yeah, that Varner that had a helping hand with Playmates posted this picture, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next chapter. Again, I might have missed out on an official announcement. I could be completely clueless. I did a little bit of research to see if there was ever like a press release by Nickelodeon saying, oh yeah, the next film is called The Next Chapter. Okay, so after a little bit of research, apparently this was a leak. Yeah, it seems as though Varner Studios leaked this title, so I guess it actually wasn't official yet, and they were like, you know what, we're just gonna let it be known. Now there are all these articles running with, oh yeah, the next chapter is official. Hey, very well could be, but there hasn't been like an official announcement from Nickelodeon just yet. They deleted the post from their social media entirely. Apparently there are people that worked on the movie that had TMNT, the next chapter, in association with projects that they were working on, that had to remove it from their bios. But at the end of the day, a lot of fans already know it's going to be called The Next Chapter. So yeah, with what we have right now about the logo looking like the 87 series with a bit more of a mutagen ooze type of look to the font, could be the official look. It could change by the time the actual movie comes out. We've seen that happen plenty of times. Like, look at Spider-Man Homecoming. The logo was having its original curve from like the comics, and then by the time the movie comes out, it's just straight. So they could play around with different vibes and tones of how they want the logo and the branding for the film to look before the actual promotion starts rolling out. And again, this hasn't been an official unveiling of what the logo looks like, so maybe they're going through different phases of how they want the style to look. This could be just a work in progress. Heck, even the next chapter part isn't guaranteed. We can't take this stuff as concrete, hard, cold facts until we get an official announcement from Nickelodeon. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next chapter. What do you think it means? What do you think this title is insinuating? That this takes place in an existing TMNT universe that we've been to before, whether it's comics, video games, movies, animated series, and this next chapter is supposed to pick up from where we left off with those turtles and we are seeing where they're going next? Or does the next chapter simply allude to the real world aspect of it being a new Ninja Turtles film, in the same vein as Spider-Man Homecoming? I keep going back to that movie because that title does a similar thing, as it addresses that the homecoming part of the title is celebrating the homecoming of Spider-Man back to Marvel in the real world setting. Does the next chapter part of this TMNT title insinuate that it's alluding to real world situations of this being the next chapter of the TMNT brand? Like, this is the next part in which the Turtles franchise is taking part in its future setting? Or is it saying within the film, this is the characters' next chapter in their lives? Is it our next chapter with these characters that we've known for so long? Or is it the characters' next chapter and where they go from where they left off? A lot of things to ponder. I know it's a very deep question. Just sit on it, have some tea, have a snack, and look up to the sun. Well, okay, don't look at the sun. Look at the sky. Avert your eyes from the sun. I don't want you guys going through immense pain just because I told you to. Look at the sky, have your sunglasses on, and sip some tea or whatever beverage you want. I don't know. Do you want something cold? It's up to you. Get yourself some snacks and really just think on it. Just think, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next chapter. What does this mean? What does this mean for my life? What does this mean for me as a fan? What does this mean for me as a consumer? The next chapter. What about the current chapter? Why can't we focus and live in the now? Why do we have to be fearful of the future? Although, who said anything about fear? Does it make you hyped to see what's to come, or appreciate the now and turn a blind eye to what's ahead? I'm sorry. I'm trying way too hard to be deep right now. Way too hard to be funny. It's not even funny. Just tell me what you guys think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next chapter, being the potential title for Seth Rogen's upcoming animated reboot that we will be seeing in the theater in 2023. I'm excited. I'm just excited to go back to the movies and see my boys, see my heroes in a half shell taking over the big screen once again. You know the drill. If you are new here to this YouTube channel, see that subscribe button, go ahead and give it a nice little click. Speaking of, don't think I haven't noticed, thank you for 1,000. I'm going to address that in its own video. I was working on a celebration video for 900 subs. I was getting people together to work on it. It's still not fully planned because I was in talks with other people to see when they'd be free. But in that time of me getting the 900 subscribers special ready, you guys got me to 1,000. So we're just gonna go ahead and squeeze that 900 celebration into the 1,000 celebration and make it one big party. So you'll be getting that whenever it's done, but thank you guys so much. If you could keep the number ticking up so we can make this community even bigger, that would be beautiful. That would be amazing. Oh my goodness. You guys don't know how much I freaked out last night. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I will give you the biggest thank you that you could possibly get in a future video, but I gotta go ahead and wrap this one up by continuing to tell the new people and you guys returning viewers what to do now. So leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Obviously, go down in the comment section below and talk to each other. Share the video around with anyone you think may be interested in talking about this topic. I've been Geekly, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cowabunga, dudes.